Shalom, Call Halaim La Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Ba'Shem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. A sincere Shalom to the 144,000 and the 1/3. Now, the Most High Yahweh has set it up perfectly for the Israelites to have our enemies put into our hands, to be slaughtered, to be a prey. Okay, let's go to Psalms 110. This is Psalms 110, verse 1, a psalm of David. Yahweh said unto my Lord, Sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. This is Yahweh Shai, and we're going to get the same blessings, the same reward as Yahweh Shai, the new body, rulership on the earth. All right. Yahweh shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. In the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth. So we're finna get turned up. We're gonna have elect turned up on this side and in the new bodies. Let's go to joint hairs. So this is Romans the 8th chapter, verse 17. And if children, then heirs. Actually, scroll up a little bit. Romans 8 and 16. The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. Who is this children of the Most High? The Israelites. All right. Now, as we know, Israelites have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and through mixing our seed among the heathen, we look like the heathen, but their lineage still goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, into the 12 tribes: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Gad, Reuben. Okay. Verse 17. And if children, then heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Hamashiach. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. Yeah, let's get that. This is Luke 14 and 27. This is Yahweh Shah speaking. And whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. So what does it mean to bear that cross? Your ailments, your sufferings, being in a lower state. All right. Now that doesn't mean you got to be piss poor and missing an arm and a leg, okay? But everybody's lot is different. But the hopeful elect, the elect aren't going to be in this pristine, glamorous condition, man. We all got some type of ailments and infirmaries. All right, let's go to Micah. Actually, let me type in infirmaries, because I think the Apostle Paul, or Salakia, Paul wasn't really an apostle, or I should say a disciple. Apostle Paul wasn't apostle, but he wasn't one of the 12 disciples. I don't know if I can spell infirmaries right. That looks wrong, but let's see if it pops up. Yeah. Let me see. That might be it. Let's see. Hold on. See if there's a autocorrect or whatever. Let's see. All right, there it goes. All right, hold on. Give me a moment. Infirmities, not infirmaries. All right. So that was my mistake. Let's go to 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians 12th chapter and verse 9. And he said unto me, grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly therefore will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me. Therefore I take pleasure in infirmities and reproaches and necessities and persecutions and distresses for Hamashiach's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Yeah, so the Apostle Paul is saying take that hatred and negativity that comes to your life cheerfully, all right? And what is going to make you powerful because you're enduring the negative aspects of the flesh, all right? Because this is all goes back to sin. Now let's get back somewhat on track with this, having enemies as our footstool, right? Let's go to Micah 5 and 8. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people as a lion among the beasts of the forest. So this is talking about the Israelites against you, you heathen, you Edomites, okay? You Moabites. As a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, none can deliver. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thy enemies shall be cut off. So all this evil, okay, all this problems that Jake has is gonna come upon you Edomites, man, and the rest of you nations, double. You're not gonna be able to rise up and get some type of liberty or freedom. No, I don't want this. Let's go to let's get that account of King David with King Saul. So this is 1 Samuel, the 24th chapter, and as it reads, David spares Saul's life. Because yeah, Saul was adamant, man. He was essentially salivating to try to get rid of David because he saw him as a threat. He was jealous, because King David was more mightier than him. The women were singing King David. Saul killed thousands, and King David killed tens of thousands, right? So this is 1 Samuel 24th chapter from the top, verse 1. And it came to pass when Saul was returned from following the Philistines that it was told to him, saying, behold, David is in the wilderness of En-Gedi. Then Saul took 3,000 chosen men out of all of Israel and went to seek David and his men upon the rocks of the wild goats. So you got to remember, Saul was still the king of the Israelites at this time, and David was up and comer. Okay. Verse 3. And he came to the sheepcotes by the way, where was a cave, and Saul went into cover his feet, and David and his men remained in the sides of the cave. And the men of David said unto him, behold, the day of which Yahweh said unto thee, behold, I will deliver thine enemy into thine hand, that thou mayest do to him as it shall seem good unto thee. So that can be anything. That could be torture. That could be slavery. That could be setting them free, showing them mercy. It can be anything. It can be all the way on a good scale or all the way on a bad scale. Then David arose and cut off the skirt of Saul's robe privily. So David somewhat embarrassed Saul, but he spared his life. And it came to pass afterward that David's heart smote him because he had cut off Saul's skirt. And he said unto his men, the Lord forbid that I should do this thing unto my master. Yahweh's anointed to stretch forth mine hand against him, seeing he's the anointed of Yahweh. So King David, was like, nah, I can't put the king of our people to death or harm him and whatnot. He's the king. He's the anointed of the Most High, which Saul was anointed. All right, of course, the Heavenly Father took the spirit from him, but nonetheless, he was still the king at this time. All right. And of course, if you read on down, King Saul says he's not worthy and David is worthy. So King Saul was still in his right mind. All right. The Most High just didn't have mercy on Saul for disobeying his order to get rid of all those Amalekites, which King Saul didn't do. I think he spared Agad's life, and he spared the flocks of Edom. All right. So, and the Most High said, nah, I ain't rocking with it, bruh. Basically, okay. Now, yeah, the Most High is unfair. Okay, he let Saul kick rocks, but David broke the Most High's commandment too, because the Most High tells you to do something, that's a commandment, whether it's written in a Tanakh or it's just a scripture verse, right? So it's written that you should not, put somebody to death unlawfully and whatnot, and don't commit adultery. And King David did both of those things, and the Most High still spared him and still made him a high-ranking Israelite. So the Most High has favorites. Okay, so let's go to let's type in breaches. This is Amos 9 and 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as the days of old. Now, if you read the history of King David, the tabernacle of David, the house of David, were Judites. But this is not talking about Judites. It's talking about the 144,000. The tabernacle of David is more of a spiritual, has a more spiritual aspect to it, which is the 144,000, which is 12,000 out of each tribe. Verse 12, that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen which are called by my name, said the Yahweh that doeth this. Okay, so you Edomites, all right, and the lesser, if you will, elect, all right. So the elect that aren't a part of the 144,000, all right, you're gonna be all under the tabernacle of David. The tabernacle of David is gonna be the shot callers. All right, he ain't gonna have a 2/3 that died and came back, and he's in the kingdom outranking King David. Man, that's just not how the Most High is gonna has it set up. Let's go to Genesis, I think 49. Genesis 49 and verse 8. And it reads, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. So guess what? The Israelites as a whole, but in this specific prophecy, the Judites is gonna thrash you heathens, particularly you Edomites. Okay? That's what the Most High is gonna deliver the Edomites into the hands of the Judites, man. Okay? Uh, Let's go to Jeremiah, the 30th chapter. And I'm going to scroll down to verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. So this is what's going to happen, okay? And this is end time prophecy. How do we know? Verse 17, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith Yahweh, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, who no man seeketh after. So this is end time prophecy, where we're going to get what? The second covenant, all right? This is Yahweh Shai coming back, restoring us, okay? With them new bodies. Now let's end this off with Revelations, the second chapter. Maybe 24. Let's see. Verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken into. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father. So there's no getting around this slavery, man. This is clear cut talking about getting tortured. All right, this is torture, man. All right, coming for you you heathen. All right, so that's it for this lesson. Otto Ratazah is edifying. Shalom.